Hello guys! In this video we'll learn how to add some configuration to your Grunt file. Doing that is really easy. So the first thing that we have to do is to add call to grunt init config. Now you can pass an object that will act as a configuration for this Grunt file. Let's say I add a simple property called greeting and value welcome. Now I'll change my default tasks so that it calls only the grid task, since I will work with this one in this video. I can probably even delete the other task to keep a code smaller. Now, instead of printing hello world, let's read the value of greeting from our configuration. Calling grunt.config, and I pass the value of a key for configuration, greeting. Now, if I run this Grunt file from console, you'll see running greet task, and it prints welcome instead of hello world, which is defined here. Now, the configuration file is not limited to this small atomic strings. Of course, you can do much more powerful things with it. So the first thing that I want to show is reading the external JSON file. This is a very powerful tool, since you can store parts of your configuration in the external file and do not add everything for configuration inside of a build script. It's often a good idea. So what I'll do now is I'll read the values from package.json file and print some of them in the task. So pkg is package. Of course, this name is arbitrary. You can use your own. Grunt.file read JSON is a call that will read JSON and give you back the contents of the JSON file. I'll read package.json. And now here, after printing a greeting, I will print the name of the package. So now the greeting, I'll print pkg.name. So what is pkg.name? Let's read package.json, and here's our name. This is a name of a project, should print grunter. Now let's save the file and run grunt again. So you see, it just printed welcome and grunter. Yet, Grunt configuration is not even limited to that. You can use more complex strings and execute fragments of JavaScript code right inside of your configuration strings. Here's how to do it. Let's say age, this is a new configuration value, and it will have value of I am. Now I'll use this kind of interesting syntax. It's square brackets %sign equals to open the code block, and %sign angular bracket to close the code block. Here I can execute any JavaScript code, like 5 plus 5, and this code, the value of this code will be appended to this string at runtime. So let's print this value as well. Grunt config age. You'll see that Grunt prints welcome grunter I am 10. So this code was executed and appended to your configuration. With the help of this small yet very powerful syntax, you can do interesting tasks. So for example, let's get the current date in a nice format to print before our Grunt build file. To do that, I'll create a variable called today, and the value will be today is. Here again this syntax to let Grunt know this is a part of JavaScript code. Here I'll use grunt.template.today and pass a format as a value. Note that I'm altering the quotation mark style. So I'm using single quotation marks for the start and the end of the string, and double quotation marks inside of the template. Let's say year, months, day. And print this value in our task. Grunt config today. Save the file and run grunt again. So you'll see that the whole message is now printed. The first value appeared in the message just like a plain value. The second value was generated from package.json file that we've just read. The third value is the result of JavaScript execution, JavaScript code execution, as well as the fourth value. So playing with those possibilities of configuration, you can adjust the config for your task just as your project demands. In the next video, we'll see how to add the third-party tasks and NPM modules to your project. See you then!